Auburn Blitz is now on the air, your daily look into what's happening in Auburn athletics. With your host, Andy Graham, Brett Pritchard, Randy Lee, War Eagle.
Hello again, everyone, and good Thursday afternoon. Welcome into another edition of the Auburn Blitz. I'm Andy Graham alongside Randy Lee. We'll be with you for the next hour, as always, taking your comments, taking your phone calls, talking about everything going on in the world of Auburn athletics. Kind of turning our attention away from Auburn's victory over Mercer, 42-16 last week. Auburn will take on San Jose State this Saturday night at Jordan-Hare Stadium, game 2 of a 5-game homestand to begin the season. We'll kind of take a look at San Jose State a little bit. Not necessarily an imposing figure based on what they did in their first game, but this is kind of what you expected, Mercer and San Jose State. Two nice warm-up games, 2 games that Auburn could work out some of the kinks. That looks like what Auburn should be able to do. Weather looks a little iffy right now. You know, Friday night, last I looked, Friday night was like 95% chance of rain, and Saturday was like 87% chance of rain. So I have no desire to go out and watch Auburn in the pouring rain play San Jose State. But who knows? I think that it called for some amount of percentage of rain yesterday and today, and it's been beautiful. So maybe that will continue on. Maybe this beautiful weather will push out some of that rain, and it will be a nice night. But we'll talk about that a little bit. Randy, we spent, 8 years with Gus Malzahn, and I think I'm having a difficult time because he trained me to really not believe anything he said. Whatever he would say, I would just assume it was a lie or an exaggeration or a coach speak. And, you know, when he would say something, I would almost begin to expect the opposite. I don't think Brian Harsin is that guy. I think I'm at the point now when Brian Harsin says something, I believe it. Because I'm you know, he came out and he said, you know, hey, we 2 quarterbacks not that big a deal. I don't mind playing 2 quarterbacks. We're probably going to play 2 quarterbacks. And we all said, yeah, we'll figure it out. They'll play against Mercer. They'll play against San Jose State. But by Penn State, we'll have a quarterback. And that'll be that. You know, that was just coach speak. He just talked. 2 quarterbacks may be the plan for this season because that's kind of what he has said. And maybe that's been the plan all along. So I'd like to get your thoughts on that. For all of you out there, 2 quarterback system, how do you feel about it? Is that what we're looking for? Is that what we're in store for Auburn this upcoming season? We'll talk about that. We never have really mentioned the 12-team playoff that is going to be implemented in college football probably very soon. What do you think about that? We all knew it was coming. Do you like the 12-team? The way that they've got it set up it looks to be pretty interesting. But we'll talk about these things much more, whatever you'd like to chime in on the conversation. We'd love to hear from you. We always appreciate your comments. You can dial us up on the Sports Blitz Facebook page, that's Sports with a Z, and comment away. Or you can just give us a call. 256-234-6221 is our number here. Let us know what's on your mind on this lovely Thursday afternoon. Randall, always good to see you.
Well, when you said that, I was kind of going back in my mind and thinking Nick Marshall and Jeremy Johnson. Not sure that it was ever said 2 quarterbacks, but there was always going to be a package.
All right.
Andy Graham's favorite term when it comes to football, the quarterback package.
Yep.
And there was a package, and normally it was about 2 or 3 plays and exit stage left, and he's just not ready for the playbook just yet. But, Andy, I think that it may be true until the point of somebody outplays the other to the level of going, no, we're not watching this anymore. So I do think until we get to Penn State, I told you that on Tuesday. You asked, should T.J. Finley start this Saturday? Yes. look, if he's going to play poorly, then go ahead and give him the opportunity to play poorly and make turnovers and throw interceptions, and Robbie Ashford to go out there and take advantage of the opportunity to excel when, you know, the guy that you're going up against is playing poorly. And I think you've got to give him the opportunity to do that. And maybe TJ Finley's earned that. I don't know. You know, all I can go off of is what my eyes tell me. And what my eyes tell me is they're two different quarterbacks. One, this goes back to a Gus Malzahn issue also that you probably got sick and tired of hearing me talk about. But I understand when you have the opportunity to go out there and recruit who you want, if you want a versatile mobile quarterback that can run the read option back there at quarterback and can throw the deep ball and keep people off balance, those humans exist. If you want a lumberjack to sit back there in the pocket and throw it all over the field, those quarterbacks exist. But they're two different humans with two different systems that usually work out real well. You're the one doing the recruiting. I'm not saying this on Brian Harsin, but I used to say this about Gus Malzahn. I'm like, how in the world do you go and recruit Malik Willis and Sean White in the same grouping? They're not the same human. Unless you just don't have anyone else that you can go after that's a mobile quarterback. So I say the same here. TJ Finley's not mobile. There is no scare of him showing the read option and pulling it and doing anything with it. No. Can he sit back there like a lumberjack in the pocket and deliver the football? We hope. If we're to believe that he deserves snaps, then we hope so. But Robbie Ashford has to have that read option in the arsenal.
No doubt.
And if that's not something we're working on over and over and over again, which I bet we are, then we're missing out on an opportunity here because this guy's he might be the fastest person on the field in pads. I don't know what he is in a straight 40 or 100. I don't really care. I'm telling you what my eyes saw last Saturday is this guy's going to run away from most out there on the field.
So are you okay with the possibility that two quarterbacks, let's just say, like, to your point, T.J. Finley plays his way out of the quarterback, turnovers, whatever it might be. Who's to say that Zach Calzada isn't inserted into that position? And, you know, and again, Harsin said this in his press conference. It is a myth that two quarterbacks is a detriment to an offense. He had said it. There was a whole article written about, you know, the third string quarterback at Boise was the MVP of the conference championship game. They went and talked to the kid, and he said, "Oh yeah," he said, "Brian Harsin knows what he's doing when it comes to quarterbacks." We may be playing two quarterbacks all year long. Is that a feasible proposition for you?
I have no problem with it as long as when X quarterback comes in, he does this.
Right.
Gus Malzahn, when X quarterback comes in, we trust that he can do this. And so everyone, including you and I that watch no film, know very little about anything. You know, I remember the running back that would come in. I think his last name was Slayton. And he'd come into the ball game, and we ran the exact same play a dozen times. It was an out route to the running back out of the backfield. Man, I don't have to watch film to know that when that cat comes in.
Shivers.
Yeah.
We ran the same play.
So Gus Malzahn would have set packages for quarterbacks, and he wouldn't open up enough of the offense. Now, could Brian Harsin, as long as he allows Robbie Ashford to throw the football around a bit and not just run the football 95% of the time when he's in there, can it work? Yes. It can work because it does bring an element to the offense that in certain parts of the field are better for a mobile quarterback in comparison to someone that needs to throw the football down the field and be accurate with intermediate passing. I'm not saying Robbie Ashford can. I'm just saying there's got to be a reason that he thinks he's got to do it. And the reason he thinks he's got to do it or have two quarterbacks is one is better at something, maybe the other is better at this. But you can't just do that when they're in the game. Did I answer that fairly?
Yes. Do you think we will see Zach Calzada before the season is over?
I tend to doubt it right now.
Really?
Yeah, I think that, I haven't heard that. You know, now could we see Zach Calzada if TJ Finley continues to throw interceptions, misses open targets. And Robbie Ashford is not throwing the football above average. Can't be average, can't be below average in the SEC throwing the football. You can be exceptional running the football, but if you can't throw it as well as at least Nick Marshall did, Nick Marshall kept you off balance. He could hit you with a deep ball down the field. He could at least complete 50% of his intermediate passes, and he could hit the little quick open passes out in the flat. If Robbie Ashford struggles with any of that, then you have to have somebody that can throw it a little bit, and it may be Zach Calzada if you lose all confidence in T.J. Finley, and we don't know that. I mean, that's just you and I up here speculating.
Right.
But I will say that I think a two-quarterback system can work if you don't just give this little narrow spectrum of what that quarterback each time that comes in can do. You've got to be willing to let them run. The offense can even be different.
Well, all we heard all season was we're going to be more unpredictable. We're not going to be so predictable as an offense. If you get into those patterns, that makes it, exponentially more simple for the defense. When this is what Ashford, this is Ashford's package.
Yes.
This is, T.J. Finley's package. So you can't do that. You have to let them both, run the same plays, run the same offense. Otherwise, like you say, there's no point to it. It's just theater of putting two guys out there to say we're going to play two guys.
Gus Malzahn, and that's what he did, and he got knocked for it, feeling and looking like high school coaching a lot of times because high school football is changing a lot. But when you and I were growing up, watching film was big, but I'm not saying it's to the level that it is now. But you used to could watch film, and based off of what formation they were in high school football, I mean, you could get within 95% of I could go stand back there at corner where a play was going to be thrown based off of formation a lot of times. And, that was the thing that made you scratch your head about Gus Malzahn. When you send a running back in, he never runs the football. He only catches passes out of the backfield, and it's 90% of the time that he's in there. You're going, my gosh, an idiot knows to point to him and be looking for him after it's done 3 or 4 times. So I'm hoping Harsin
hits the Jeremy Pruitt pointing which way the play was going to go before it was done.
Yes.
We got to take a break. Don't go anywhere. We'll take some of your comments when we come back with more right after this.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area a team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
Concrete Basement and Walls, LLC, 205-229-0234. Call owner Eric McKenzie now to get your free quote now. 205-229-0234. Concrete Basement and Walls, LLC.
WOTM is the television provider for all Alabama High School Athletic Association championship events and special programs. WOTM is your home for the Super 7 football, state finals basketball, baseball and softball state championships, the AHSAA weekly show, and WOTM also produced the first ever football playoff show, Super 7 preview show, and reclassification reveal show. Your exclusive home for all things AHSAA is WOTM. Contact your local cable provider to request WOTM to your channel lineup.
Finding a job might be tough, but starting your new career has never been easier. Wellborn Cabinet in Ashland has a wide array of career opportunities with benefits. General labor production, skilled cabinet builders, product assembly line, shipping, over-the-road truck drivers, clerical, marketing, security, daycare, office clerks, and so much more. Apply in person, 38669 Highway 77 South in Ashland, or online at wellborn.com. Building cabinets, building careers, and building our community.
Whether it's Lake Martin, Lay Lake, or Logan Martin, boaters from all over the state of Alabama come to Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama, because it's worth the drive. With the best deals on unbeatable Suzuki outboards, Manitou and Landau Tritoons, and a great pre-owned inventory while they last. Alex City Marine is the pros the locals know. And no matter where you're from, when you're here, you're local to us. Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama. AlexCityMarine.com.
Heritage South Credit Union in Alexander City is your community credit union, and they have been for over 80 years. Heritage South Credit Union proudly serves Tallapoosa, Coosa, Lee, Chambers, Randolph, and Chilton counties. From checking to business accounts, to share savings to club accounts, to their kids club and investments. Visit them online at myhscu.com. Heritage South Credit Union, your community credit union for 80 years. Federally insured by NCUA.
Hey, it's Brett Pritchard, and I'm here to tell you all about Sims Foods, who you know better as Wickles Pickles. Wickles Pickles, that 90-year-old recipe, wickedly delicious. Relish, okra, and pickles. From Saturday sandwiches, tailgate snacks, to holiday dinners with your family and friends. From their family to yours. Wickles Pickles, those wickedly delicious pickles.
Wickles Pickles, wickedly delicious pickles.
Concrete Basement and Walls LLC, 205-229-0234. Call owner Eric McKenzie now to get your free quote now. 205-229-0234. Concrete Basement and Walls LLC.
Glenn Smith in Opelika was recently recognized as a top performer in the 2021 General Motors Mark of Excellence program. All three brands, Chevrolet, Buick, and GMC. These awards are accomplishments reserved for only a select few outstanding dealerships and is a symbol of extraordinary performance in sales and customer satisfaction excellence. These awards represent the highest honors in the industry.
We are honored to be recognized by General Motors for our commitment to excellence. Get ready to smile.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and Randy here with you for about 45 more minutes left in today's show, brought to you each and every day by Big Fish Real Estate. For all your real estate needs here in the Lake Martin area as well as down there on the coast, give them a call today, 551-BIG-FISH, or look them up, bigfishlakemartin.com. Some of your comments coming through. Jim says, off subject a little bit, but question, what's the ceiling for coaches? Dabo at Clemson just re-signed for 10 years, $115 million, highest in college football. So they basically just, they're just topping one another because Kirby was the highest paid, and then Saban re-upped to be the highest paid. Now Dabo's the highest paid.
Okay, this is a Groundhog Day conversation that we've had on this program for at least back to the sports call days. I can remember sitting in our office over there having this conversation.
Well, $4 million we thought.
Well, $4 million.
That is insane, Randy. $4 million a year.
Well,
Nick Saban at Alabama.
Some thought that was insane. I don't remember being one of those that jumped on that bandwagon and thought it was insane. Here's what I said probably 7 or 8 years ago. We have no earthly idea what the cap of the coaching salary is because one person will not let us know. That's Nick Saban. Yeah. If Nick Saban wanted to play his hand and just go out there and court one Texas and really openly court one Texas and just say, okay, what y'all willing to pay me? Y'all going to give me 20? Alabama, you willing to give me 21? Really? But Nick Saban's never done that. Andy, because you could put pen to paper and there's no telling the value of Nick Saban to the University of Alabama over the last 16 years.
Yeah.
It'd be hard to guesstimate. I can assure you it's a lot more than he's made. He's made them a lot more than they've paid him. Now, out-of-state tuition or out-of-state enrollment there University of Alabama is up to close to 75%. Okay, it's 2.5 times what we pay of in-state enrollment. You think they don't like that? Do you think they get as many of those out-of-state kids to come here if the football team's not as successful, Andy?
Probably not.
So what's your value? I'm bringing all of this up saying, who knows what the cap is? What would I guess the cap is? I think Alabama would be willing to pay Nick Saban $15 to $20 million a year.
I was going to say I don't think $20 million is out of the realm of possibility.
Not for him. Now, are there others that?
But now, wait a minute. Now, I mean, he's only going to be around. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt and say he's going to be around for 10 more years. That's not going to happen, I don't think. But let's just say that it is. So he's making 10 now, or 11, or 12, or whatever it is. To think that he could get to $20 million before he retires in the next 10 years, that's easily.
I think it's there now.
I think that's possible.
If he played his hand, I think he could get it now.
But after he retires, this is something that we have never seen before in the history of college football. We have never seen a program be able to maintain this elite level of success the way they have. We've seen bits and pieces of it. I mean, obviously, you go back to the 50s and you talk about Oklahoma, the long winning streak. Nebraska was,
close,
very close. They had a 5-year stretch where they could have won 5 straight national titles. They did win 3. They missed a field goal and won, and I mean they were that close to winning 5 straight. But even then, this blows so far past that. Are we ever going to see, once he goes, are we ever going to see, can Georgia maintain something like that? They're on a path, but can they? I don't think they possibly can. I just don't think we're going to see something like this. So is that value going to be, I mean, is there ever going to be another Nick Saban? Maybe there will be, but isn't that a once in a generation type thing?
Yes, but let me play devil's advocate.
Isn't there at least as much of a possibility that the salaries back off a little bit instead of go the other direction?
No. Okay, well, I'm going to play devil's advocate also on can there be another Alabama in years to come up to the level of what we've seen right now. Maybe not all the way to the level, but I think it's getting easier for programs because I think the rich are getting richer. I mean, watch Saturday. I mean, Georgia just beat Oregon in a neutral site. And yes, there was a lot more red and black, but Oregon was ranked 11th. Now, you could say that's not an 11th ranked team. Okay, it's not an 11th ranked team. What would you like to give them? Where have they finished over the last 5 to 7 years normally? Or somewhere between 11 and 20?
Yeah.
Be your guess. So, okay, let's just say they're the 15th ranked team. They just got beat by 46. And Alabama called off the dogs. Georgia called off the dogs. So the discrepancy between the haves and the have-nots could get wider than they are right now. Aren't we seeing that in recruiting? Is anybody recruiting to the level of Georgia and Alabama unless you put together $30 million, i.e. Texas A&M, to keep up? Is anybody even close? I'm like, we may finish with an 8th, 9th, 10th ranked class. I don't think we're going to get there, but we have before. And Alabama and Georgia get 2.5 times as many top 300 kids as we get with a 10th ranked class. So my answer to you is, and I'm playing devil's advocate because I don't think that there's going to be, but I'm saying that I can see where it's easier now than it's ever been to get to a level to where your skilled players and your ranked players are so much higher than the competition that it makes it easier for you to win that. Kirby Smart's getting close.
Yeah, I would agree.
That group he's got out there right now. They got 3 NFL tight ends on one squad. Maybe 3 top 2-round picks at tight end on one squad.
Up against a break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more of the Auburn Blitz right after this.
Growing your business isn't just one thing. It's a million little things. Should you lease, rent, or own? How fast can you get that part? Does it fit the budget? That's what your local cat dealer is here for. With expert advice, flexible financing, and industry-leading equipment, you can get the job done day after day. Visit ThompsonCat.com, your compact equipment provider.
The Eric McKinley team at Mortgage Pro in Alexander City is the perfect lender for all your mortgage needs. Property values have increased and interest rates have never been so low. So if you haven't looked at refinancing your house in the last 6 to 12 months, Mortgage Pro is here to help you take advantage of that. Our team is closing loans in 15 days or less, so give us a call at 256-397-0248 and let our team go to work for you today.
Frontline Outfitters provides all your aftermarket parts for your cars, trucks, and as well as your professional tinting solutions for auto, residential, and commercial buildings. Frontline Outfitters also handles vinyl wraps, spray-in bed liners, truck accessories, LED lighting, paint correction and detailing, and much more. Make sure Frontline Outfitters of Alexander City is your first call for tinting and aftermarket solutions. Call us today, 256-409-8100.
The interstate is backed up this morning due to an accident.
So you don't like sitting still on the interstate? Get the free Algo traffic app. With Algo, you'll have the information you need to avoid problems on your route, to work, to home, to the beach. Traffic backups, wrecks, lane closures, all with current info and live traffic camera feeds. Know before you go with Algo Traffic, ALGO Traffic from the Alabama Department of Transportation. Get it today and arrive on time.
Lake Martin Garage, located on Highway 280 in Jackson's Gap, has been serving our area since 1993. From routine maintenance such as oil changes, tune-ups, and rotating and balancing your tires, to transmission and engine repair, our trained and certified mechanics will get you back on the road better than before. Need a tow? With a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week towing service, Lake Martin Garage has local and long-range pickup. Trust your vehicle needs to the professionals at Lake Martin Garage. Call 256-825-6139, or better yet, stop in and see them today. Lake Martin Garage.
Russell Building Supply and Home Center is just around the corner in a brand new, convenient location with a wide selection of grills, hardware, tools, paint, lawn and garden, and much more. The new store offers more home improvement items along with other helpful conveniences like a drive-through lumber yard and our Best Rewards program, making it an ideal destination for do-it-yourselfers and professional contractors. Get ready for game day on the plains by stocking up on all your Auburn tailgating gear at Russell Building Supply and Home Center.
EnviroCare is the standard in East Central Alabama for all your pest control and termite needs. EnviroCare exclusively offers Centricon termite colony elimination system that is the industry's most effective termite control to protect your home year-round. The EnviroCare team's service is also the standard for our customers. From eliminating home pests to superior termite control, nobody cares like EnviroCare, serving Lake Martin and East Central Alabama.
For more than 40 years, Ingram Equipment Company has helped companies, towns, and cities with their dirtiest, most challenging jobs by providing the very best equipment and by helping them keep in tip-top working condition. IEC represents leading manufacturers such as Heil garbage truck bodies, Timco sweepers, Step pothole patchers, and many more. We proudly support all athletes and teams that compete across the state and wish them good luck this year. Ingram Equipment Company, ingramequipment.net.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and Randy here with you for just about 30 more minutes left in today's show, brought to you each and every day by Russell Do-It Center. They got 10 locations around Central Alabama. For all your building supply, home decor tools, whatever it might be, go and check out Russell Do-It Center today. Some more of your comments, quite a few of those coming in. John Paul says, for Auburn to have a winning season, play two quarterbacks, it may work. So he says, okay, if that's what the best, let's do it. David says if Ashford can run the entire offense, including RPOs, why play Finley at all?
I'm a little bit there, but I'd like for it to be shown to us that he can do those things. And the coaches, I'm with you. I trust that this coaching staff is not just throwing somebody out there. I think there's a reason. And in practice, TJ Finley has clearly shown that he can do some things that Robbie Ashford maybe doesn't bring to the table, and this coaching staff thinks it's going to help them win games. I believe in this. I believe this coaching staff is straight shooters. I'm with you.
I also believe that everybody has a plan, and it's based on reality, and it's based on what you see in practice. And you know, I think I think you do things for a reason. I also believe that it's very possible, and I've seen it happen, and everybody accepts it as fact, that you cannot simulate real game action. I think it's entirely possible that Brian Harsin and Keesall were maybe not as surprised, but somewhat surprised at how well Ashford did. I think they thought, hey, this kid has got a little something, and we feel like maybe he can have some success. But what he did and how he looked, they were like, wow. You know, when the lights came on, this dude is a player. So I'm not convinced that they knew exactly what they had until and they might have been as not quite as surprised as everybody else, but maybe somewhat surprised at how well he did. And now this kind of changes, and they're adapting to, and they're going to try to kind of figure out. So the plan may actually change, is from what it was intended to be to what you go by what actually happened. So
I agree with you. I think back to trying to determine what kind of football player Malik Willis was going to be for Gus Malzahn in a spring game environment where you couldn't hit the quarterback. And if you touched him, he was down. Yeah. Or if you didn't touch him, you breathed on him, he was down. Just call off the play. I mean, how do you know what you have from a straight-up athlete out there on the football field, making plays when things break down, moving outside of the pocket, running? Like you go back to that LSU and Florida State game. I'm gonna keep bringing that up. How would you guess either of those quarterbacks deserve to play if you're sitting in skeleton drills just slinging the ball around? I mean, they had to make plays with their feet. Now, you can argue if you're an LSU fan that he ran out of the pocket too quick. But, man, I watched Florida State. They ain't blocked them yet. Like, the guy had to go make plays, and at least he could. I mean, he moved the football when I don't think they would have at all. And so I bring that up, and I brought that up with Malik Willis. Man, I don't think we have a clue what this kid can do. And he has proven – he has just continues to prove me to be right for a couple of years that I begged for that to happen. So the same thing with Robbie Ashford. I mean, I don't think that you can go off of orange jersey in practice where you touch them, they're down, and know what kind of football player he can be on Saturday. I mean, it doesn't correlate.
Ty says that if San Jose State allowed 7 sacks against Portland State, Auburn's defensive line should have a good night Saturday. I still think we might see Calzada Saturday night. He also says we will be in trouble if Penn State stacks the line and makes Auburn beat them throwing the ball. But I got a confidence Ashford can throw the ball even to open up the running game. So
don't disagree with what he's saying there. I think that I'd like to see Ashford throw it around more on Saturday if we're going to win the game easily. Mm-hmm. I don't need to see Ashford run this Saturday. We need to see Ashford throw the football 20 times and have some success. Intermediate passing, 15 yards down the field. Can he hit them in stride on a dig route or something? Some things that are going to be important on third down conversion plays moving forward that you don't need to be rotating in quarterbacks because you know what's coming. If TJ Finley, if they can't count on him and there still is questions on Robbie Ashford throwing the football, I just told you that. Don't be surprised if you see Zach Calzada. You got to give yourself a chance. Here's the beauty of this quarterback room. I think they're talented.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't watch any of these guys and go, that cat can't do that. I used to watch Cody Burns and say, whatever it is, I don't know what he can do, but I can tell you what he can't do, and that's throw the football well. I don't say that about any of these three at all. And so that does give you hope that there's some options there.
Yeah.
But I think the ceiling's higher for Robbie Ashford than all.
Let's just say it's one game. I know you can't base, the entire season on one game, but let's just say I believe Mercer's a better team than San Jose State, okay? Portland State, FCS team, the only reason they got beat is because they turned the ball over 3 times. They outgained San Jose State to 288 total yards against Portland State. They only ran the ball 49 yards. Now, granted, they had 7 sacks, so probably 57 yards of that's negative yards. So maybe they ran for 100 yards. You give them benefit of the doubt there. But nonetheless, that's, essentially, if you add in the negative yardage, that's 1.7 yards per carry. 239 yards passing, 4 for 12 on third down. But they gave up 11 tackles for loss and 7 sacks. So Portland was basically in the backfield almost every play. So if Auburn cannot dominate this team, then they just don't care.
Well, that's 18 big plays on the defensive side of the ball for Portland State, only 3 for San Jose State. They had 0 sacks and 3 tackles for loss. And they
against Portland State.
And we saw them last year. They're terrible.
Yeah. So
no other word to use.
Auburn ought to be able to do whatever they want to do. They ought to be able to get a lot of people in the game. They ought to be able to do, and like I say, I hope maybe it won't be pouring down rain, because it won't matter, but that'll be a lot of fun. Hope it gets another break. Don't go anywhere. More to come on this edition of the Auburn Blitz.
Lake Martin has a new car buying experience. It's the TR Group of Alex City on Cherokee Road. The TR Group has up to 100 late model vehicles to choose from and will not be beat on price, selection, or financing. With the TR Group, your selection and quality is easy and your good credit is rewarded. But we offer guaranteed financing on our inventory because your future is more important than your past. The TR Group, Lake Martin's new standard in auto sales. Located at 814 Cherokee Road, Alex City, USA.
Tails are wagging and pets are bragging about Zoom to Groom. Columbus, Phoenix City, and Smith Station. Zoom to Groom comes to you. It's mobile pet grooming from the comfort of your driveway. Schedule your appointment now online at zoomtogroom.net or by phone at 334-740-9909.
Attention, have you or a loved one been diagnosed with cancer after using Zantac or other heartburn medications for several months? You may be entitled to compensation. Call Zantac Justice now for a free legal case review. The FDA has warned that Zantac and other medications containing heartburn drug ranitidine may be contaminated with cancer-causing agent NDMA. Consult your physician prior to discontinuing any use of medication.
Please call 800-379-5986.
Hey, honey, it's Mom. Just wanted to call and check in, see how everything's going. You'll probably say not to worry. Everything is great. But we miss you. I'll call you back later. How are you? Tell me everything.
Everything's great. I love it here.
At C&T Electric, our clients are our priority. For the safety and security of your family and home, our technicians are professionally trained, drug tested, background checked, and wear uniforms with name tags. We're proud to have served the Elk City, Dadeville, and Lake Martin areas for the past 10 years. Give us a call at 256-234-0007 for all your electrical service and repair needs, or visit us on the web at www.cntelectricllc.com and spell out the word "and."
Something big is coming. Something so big, it'll change the world of chicken sandwiches. Zaxby's new signature sandwich with Zax sauce or new spicy Zax sauce. Because the chicken sandwich war ain't over yet. The new signature sandwich. All the other little sandwiches can run along. We'll take it from here.
Hey, this is Doug Roberts, long-term resident of Alexander City.
I sold my house with Century 21 Lake Area Realty because all my life I had heard that to sell a house, you need 3 things: location, location, location. I found out there's actually 4. You need location, 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 and Rhonda Gaskins at Century 21 Lake Area Realty to sell your house fast.
Call me today and let me go to work for you. 256-749-3644.
Jason Isbell and the 400 Unit. September 15th, 7 p.m., the Gouge Performing Arts Center at Auburn University. Jason Isbell and the 400 Unit. Buy tickets at the box office or visit GougeCenterTickets.auburn.edu. The new album, Georgia Blue, out now.
Tails are wagging and pets are bragging about Zoom to Groom. Columbus, Phoenix City, and Smith Station. Zoom to Groom comes to you. It's mobile pet grooming from the comfort of your driveway. Schedule your appointment now online at zoomtogroom.net or by phone at 334-740-9909.
Brubaker Motors in Montgomery is the largest and fastest growing used car dealership in the River region. You can absolutely get a better buy at Brubaker. It's better at Brubaker.com.
Brubaker, Brubaker, Brubaker.
You can absolutely get a better buy at Brubaker.
BREWBAKER. BREWBAKER.com.
It's better at Brubaker.com.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and Randy here with you for just a couple more segments in today's show, brought to you each and every day by Mortgage Pro, the Eric McKinley team, saving people thousands of dollars each and every year on their home mortgage. Get them a call today, 256-397-0248, 256-397-0248, located right here in Alexander City, but they service the entire state of Alabama. Jim says, guys, remember, TJ has a year of playbook knowledge on these other 2 guys. Ashford got a spring, and Calzada, due to an injury, never threw a football this fall. Ashford and Calzada are more talented, but TJ, I think he's going with TJ for now while Ashford builds his confidence, knowledge and confidence by SEC play. It's Ashford's job.
I mean, that's semi where I am, but, you know, I don't care how much you know the playbook if you make a lot of bad plays. That's another Gus Malzahner. Whew. You know, he just not quite there yet. Doesn't have the whole playbook in. Go out there and somebody that's probably started 3 years of high school football and been on campus for an awful long time, and you can't get them enough plays to. So, look, Robbie Ashford's a Hoover kid, been well coached since he was probably in preschool in that community. I think he probably knows enough about basic football tendencies to be able to be dynamic in the passing game. I'm over a lot of that.
Yeah.
Like that, today's 7-on-7, like today's high school football player in comparison 25 years ago, there's no comparison. These kids are put on the circuit, put through so many different things, and practice so much more than any of us ever dreamed of doing, that I think they're more ready. So the Gus Malzahn excuse for only being able to get 4 or 5 plays in when they've been on campus for 3 or 4 months, you're going to have to sell that to somebody else.
Steve says, do I remember correctly? I think Saban's contract calls for him to always be the highest paid coach in the country.
I think he's right.
I think he is right.
Yeah.
So a raise coming for probably him. Ty says, Ty's friend's always saying something. Ty's friend says it won't surprise him if Alabama wins the national title and Saban retires and goes one more time to try to coach in the NFL. Well, I mean, I don't think that's going to happen, to be perfectly honest with you, but I don't put anything past anybody anymore. And if that's what it takes for him to leave, I'm all for them winning the national title this year.
Amen to that. Because it's about a 50-50 they're going to win it anyway.
Yes. David says, Randy, that's why I said if, when he said if Ashford can run the entire offense, including RPOs.
Yeah. And I think that he can, but we don't know if he's accurate enough to deliver the ball in SEC play with the speed that you'll see around. We don't know that. I mean, we can speculate. There's no issue with arm strength.
I think Ashford is right now. I look at him as a kind of guy that can look phenomenal against Mercer and San Jose State, but can he look that good against SEC competition? That still remains to be seen. But if I'm willing to try to find out.
But if your alternative is someone that can't look phenomenal against Mercer and looks horrid against SEC teams, because this isn't our first rodeo with TJ Finley, and it's not our first time to see him. Don't forget that he was the LSU starter when somehow Bo Nix looked like a Heisman Trophy winner.
Right.
So I'd say he's our best option. And if TJ can prove me wrong, then more power to him.
If Ashford is the QB, then the playbook has to change to reflect his skill set.
Amen.
Which is totally different than Finley, no question.
I think it's different in that he brings the running game element, but I don't watch him throwing the football and think he can't throw it. I mean, this cat threw one of the best-looking passes we've had 60 yards down the field in stride to Johnson. You can't throw that football any better.
Yeah.
So I don't go in thinking that we need to go into some kind of Georgia Tech offense where we're going to run the football 95% of the time and go into some wing T look. I don't think that. But I do totally agree with you that you got to bring the element of him pulling the football and making plays with his legs into the game.
Bill says, I would much rather see Ashford make his first start against San Jose State than against Penn State or an SEC team. Let him run the offense this week. Jonathan says, Randy, how thoughts on the secondary and how they look after game one?
Well, it wasn't great Saturday, but I don't know if you saw, but Roger McCreary's going to start his very first NFL game. He will be a starter. That was announced yesterday. I think when you're replacing a guy that's an all-SEC and one of the best corners in the country, and you've been able to say, look, that side of the field, we got a cat that we're going to throw over there. We can put him in man coverage, and it changes the overall look of the secondary. I don't question if we're talented over there. I do not. I think we're very athletic, and I think we've got some depth. You just got to give them a little time to get used to playing without a superstar. Roger.
I'd like to see Keontae Scott play some more, too. I think he's got
dynamic in return.
He's quick. He's got some juice. J.J. Evans entering the transfer.
Probably for the best.
He's buried.
Yeah.
Charge. Yeah. Got to take a break. We'll be back with one final segment of the Auburn Blitz on this Thursday. Right after this.
Folks around these parts have known for a long time that Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280, is your #1 stop for automotive service and repair. At Walls Tire, you'll always find quality service at a fair price on everything from AC, name brand tires, big or small repairs, routine maintenance, towing, and more. When your car or truck needs to run right, there's one place in the area to go, conveniently located and easy to find. Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280.
Russell Do-It Center and building supply stores have the tools and materials to get the job done right, whether you're a professional contractor or just a weekend do-it-yourselfer. With everyday customer conveniences like a drive-through lumberyard, price match promise, and our Best Rewards program, each of our 9 locations offer top brands and building materials like lumber, hardware, tools, paint, lawn and garden, and much more. Visit today and see what Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply can help you build tomorrow.
EnviroCare is the standard in East Central Alabama for all your pest control and termite needs. EnviroCare exclusively offers Centricon termite colony elimination system that is the industry's most effective termite control to protect your home year-round. The EnviroCare team's service is also the standard for our customers. From eliminating home pests to superior termite control, nobody cares like EnviroCare, serving Lake Martin and East Central Alabama.
Don't be caught in a dirty vehicle. Lake Martin Mobile Detailing will have your vehicle or boat looking like brand new in no time, and you'll be back driving in style. They specialize in detailing, paint correction, gel coat restoration, and ceramic coating. Take it to the professionals at Lake Martin Mobile Detailing. Call them today at 256-794-2328 or stop by and see them at 702 McCarty Road in Dadeville. Mention this ad and receive $10 off. Lake Martin Mobile Detailing for your cleanest vehicles around. Need that boost to get you started in the morning or help get you through a long day at the office? Alex City Nutrition is your answer. Alex City Nutrition, located on 2nd Broad Street in downtown Alex City, offers meal replacement shakes, post-workout shakes, extreme rebuild products, and a vast array of loaded teas that offer focus, energy, and build up your immunity and overall health. Want to buy in bulk? We now offer your favorite flavors by the gallon. Come by Alex City Nutrition today or call 256-496-8284 to begin your journey to great health.
The Eric McKinley team at Mortgage Pro in Alexander City is the perfect lender for all your mortgage needs. Property values have increased and interest rates have never been so low. So if you haven't looked at refinancing your house in the last 6 to 12 months, Mortgage Pro is here to help you take advantage of that. Our team is closing loans in 15 days or less, so give us a call at 256-397-0248 and let our team go to work for you today.
Grain and Leaf, located at 6068 Highway 63 South, is Lake Martin's premier boutique-style bottle shop with a unique array of sophistication for everyone. Appropriately named for its exclusive selection of top spirits, wine, and craft beer, Grain and Leaf also has a number of fine cigars for you to choose from. They also carry the full line of Hornsby Farms assorted jellies and pottery. Open 10 to 7 Monday through Saturday and noon to 5 on Sundays, Grain and Leaf is your premier shop in the Lake Martin area.
Hey guys, this is Nate Paz with Airport Motors.
I'm Connor Branch with Fairway Auto Brokers in Opelika, Alabama.
And this is your first ever Lake Martin Summer Car Blitz.
That's right, Lake Martin. Airport Motors and Fairway Auto Brokers is teaming up for the very first Lake Martin Summer Car Blitz. Make sure to check out either website for the very best selection of pre-owned luxury trucks, SUVs, and sedans in East Alabama. Get pre-approved in minutes online and make sure to use the keyword Summer Blitz in the comments section for $500 off internet price. That's keyword Summer Blitz.
In a word, it's chaos.
You'll have to see it to believe it. Whoever said that must have been talking about Talladega. It's a place where chaos mixes with speed, where a town turns into a city, and a weekend becomes a lifetime of memories. It's a tradition like no other.
What a wild finish.
At a track like no other. And after it's all over, you still won't believe it ever happened.
The winner at Talladega.
Get your tickets now at TalladegaSuperspeedway.com.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and Randy here with you for one final segment in today's show. Tragic news. Well, I mean, you know, not necessarily tragic.
She was 96.
96 years old. That's a good life. That's
Queen Elizabeth passed.
Queen Elizabeth, no longer with us.
70 years on the throne.
That's got to be one of the longest tenures on the throne, I would think.
I think it's one of them. I don't think it is the.
Her husband's been dead for 30 years, right? I mean, he's been gone a long time.
No, he hasn't been gone. No.
Not that long? Okay.
Like, only a few years.
Really?
Yeah, he was old too, my friend.
Okay.
He got on up there. But 96 years old, I think Louis XIV may have been, he was about that long. May have been a little bit longer than that. But a lot of those kings or queens that stayed on the throne that long was because of an early death, and they happened to live a long time. I mean, part of the reason that she was there a long time is her father did die when she was 26 years old. Died of cancer. Have you not seen The Crown? Andy hasn't seen The Crown. Has anyone tuning in, watched The Crown on Netflix. If you're at all interested, just give yourself one show and see if you won't be like me and watch the rest of it. It's so well done. It does give an inside look and a dramatical way of the Crown of England and, you know, all the storylines around Queen Elizabeth and her family and her ascension to the throne and how all of that worked out with her uncle making the decision to just rescind it and marry a, you know, there's
Miss Simpson.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Wallace Simpson. And so it's, but it's very, very well
She's
done.
an actress, right?
Huh?
She was an actress. Right?
She was. She was a divorcee twice before, and he decided to give up the throne for her.
That's why King George had to make the speech, because his brother abdicated the throne, right?
Absolutely.
Because he was better, you know. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
he was.
I'm with you now.
Yeah. So you're learning, but a lot of that can be seen on The Crown. So go and watch, and I won't be the only one getting people to go watch that with the death of Queen Elizabeth. But she was a very beloved monarch. You were talking during the break. I don't know that I care one way or another, and I said, well, go watch it. You know, I sense that you'll leave with a semi-respect for what they do after watching it.
I'm gonna be honest with you here. It's at best it's 50-50 whether I'm gonna watch this, but because of you, because of my respect for you, I will give it
one episode.
I will give you
about
at
a
least one
4-year
episode.
run, so you can decide real quick that you don't want to.
Okay. So
Good reason
it's
to
like
give it
several years.
real good reason to give it a watch today.
Okay. It is a momentous day. This is September the 8th. But on this day, 1974, Jimmy Connors won his first of 5 U.S. Open singles titles. Did you know that the U.S. Open used to be played on grass?
Did not know that.
That was the last time it was on grass in 1974 when Jimmy Connors won. It actually was on clay for a while, too, before they became hardcourt. On this day as well, 1985, Pete Rose tied the great Ty Cobb with 4,191 hits.
Do you remember where you were?
I don't. I remember watching when he broke it, like the next day.
Maybe that's what I'm talking about.
But I don't remember. Yeah, I don't remember watching it. I may have.
I can just think about that crouch stance and that looping hit over shortstop and him rounding first base, acting like he's going to, like he always did. It's still a memory in my mind, and it would be the one where he broke it that I'm remembering, not the time.
Yeah. 4,191 hits. I mean, that still boggles the mind. But he goes on to hit 4,200 and something. But great career. He's not in the Hall of Fame. Happy birthday today, the great Jimmy Rogers. Some might say the father of country music. The Mississippi Blue Yodeler from Meridian, Mississippi.
Watched the PBS documentary by Ken Burns on country music.
I own it. Oh, so good.
Jimmy Rogers, I would say, gets as much acclaim in that documentary as anyone else.
Yes.
Would you agree with that?
Yes. Well, you don't realize it, but a lot of the songs that you hear today, they're his.
Yeah.
That people have just redone. I mean, there's quite a few that you'll listen to and go, wow, that was his. I mean, he was way ahead of his time, and he was, of course, he died at a very early age too. Happy birthday today, Sid Caesar, Peter Sellers. I love who doesn't like Pink Panther, right? Patsy Cline, born on this day, 1932. Royalty.
Hierarchy here.
Yeah. She tragically died in a plane crash. L.C. Greenwood, born on this day, 1946, 4 Super Bowl titles with the Pittsburgh Steelers on that fearsome Iron Curtain.
Didn't get lost in the
steel
mix.
curtain, I should say.
He was one of the best of his generation, and I think everyone that he started with was one of the best of their generation.
Yeah. Anthony Davis, not the basketball player, but the Hall of Fame running back from USC. Back in the day.
Heisman Trophy winner.
Yeah. Heather Mo Cheeks. Played for Philadelphia.
Very random. All right, so my son, I know we only got a minute or so. My son plays this Y2K or this NBA 2022, and it
Okay.
has historical players on there. And yesterday we were riding to school, and you know who he asked me about? Mo Cheeks. Said, Dad, you know who Mo Cheeks is? I said, yeah, exactly. The point guard, played with Dr. J. Said he was a great defender. I said,
Played with Barkley.
yeah, very good. Just a,
Probably more well known now for like helping the little girl that forgot about she got confused or lost her place on the national anthem. And he came over there and sang with her and helped her out. A great moment. Heather Thomas, you remember the Fall Guy? Hot blonde from that TV show back in the 80s. Amy Mann, boy, she's scary. David Arquette, Brooke Burke, fantastically beautiful woman. Martin Freeman, he is the, he's in.
you can't get your mind off that.
I really can't. Kennedy, Pink, and Garrett Cole, all born on this stuff.
Back to Brooke Burke.
Happy birthday, Brooke. I love you. He is Randy. I'm Andy. So long for now, everybody. We'll talk to you soon.